When I was, I don't know, young teens, I got quite depressed about the meaning of life. And I was trying to sort of understand the meaning of life, reading.
We live in a world where the boundaries of possibility are mere stepping stones. Dreams are not just chased but captured, and one man's vision can change the course of history. Today, I will tell you a story about the extraordinary life of Elon Musk, the billionaire investor whose journey from a small town in South Africa to the forefront of innovation has captivated the world. This would be a step-by-step process in his journey to success. Get ready to be inspired and amazed as you get closer to the incredible life of the visionary tech entrepreneur Elon Musk. Let's begin with his early life. Elon Musk's journey began in the vibrant city of Pretoria, South Africa, surrounded by the vast beauty of the African landscape. Born on June 28, 1971, to Mayne and Errol Musk, Elon Reeve Musk inherited a legacy of adventure and ambition. His father, Errol, was a remarkable polymath, a South African electromechanical engineer, pilot, sailor, consultant, and property developer. Errol instilled in Elon a boundless curiosity and a hunger for knowledge. Elon's family was affluent, with his father's various ventures, including ownership of a Zambian emerald mine near Lake Tanganyika and a rental lodge at the Timbaveti Private Nature Reserve. However, beneath the surface of privilege, Elon's family life was not without its challenges. His parents' divorce in 1980 marked a pivotal moment in his young life, forcing him to grapple with difficult decisions about his living arrangements. Eventually, he chose to reside primarily with his father, leading to hostility.
He always was very curious, and when he started reading, anything he read, he memorized. I mean, he knew exactly what he'd read.
I thought I was insane
Why did you think you were insane?
because it was clear that other people did not, their mind wasn't exploding with ideas.
Elon's passion for learning was evident from an early age. He immersed himself in books, citing titles like Benjamin Franklin, An American Life, Lord of the Flies, the Foundation series, and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as influential in shaping his worldview.
He sought refuge in computer games, which got him into coding.
He made a space-themed video game called Blaster.
What did video games do for you?
And they made me want to learn how to program computers, because then I thought, well, I could make my own games.
At just 10 years old, he discovered his love for coding and video games, teaching himself programming from the VIC-20 user manual. By age 12, Elon had started his entrepreneurial quest, selling his own basic-based game, Blaster, for about $500. His educational journey took him from Waterkloof House Preparatory School to Bryanston High School, and finally to Pretoria Boys High School, where he proudly graduated. While he may not have always been the top student in his class, Musk's curiosity and dedication to learning propelled him forward. Despite initial academic challenges, he pursued his passion, shaping his path toward future success. Elon Musk's personal life is littered with a lot of introspection and simple joys alongside his exceptional ventures in innovation and enterprise. He called California home for decades, establishing both Tesla and SpaceX before eventually relocating to Texas. He cited California's perceived complacency about economic prosperity. Along with his whirlwind of achievements, Musk found solace and challenge in martial arts, dedicating himself to honing his skills, particularly in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yet with his pursuit of excellence, he also found time for leisure, relaxation, and mental stimulation in video games like Quake, Elden Ring, and Polytopia. In 2021, Musk publicly disclosed that he believes he has Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's syndrome is a developmental disorder that affects one's ability to socialize and communicate effectively. However, he has never received a formal medical diagnosis. The question now is, why does he believe he has it?
I think everyone's experience is going to be somewhat different. But I guess for me, the social cues were not intuitive. So I was just very bookish, and I didn't understand these. I guess others could sort of intuitively understand what was meant by something. I would just tend to take things very literally as just like the words as spoken were exactly what they meant.
Elon Musk had to go through a couple of times to see the ups and downs involved in owning and running different companies at different times. Well, one of the first is the Zip2 company.
I wrote something that allowed you to get maps and directions on the internet, and then something that allowed you to do online manipulation of content, kind of a really advanced blogging system.
In 1995, Musk and his brothers Kimball and Greg Corey started a global link information network company, later known as Zip2. They didn't have much money, only about $200,000, which their dad pitched in 10%. Musk did much of the coding, working late into the night in a small office they rented in Palo Alto. Their idea was pretty simple. They made an online guide for cities with maps, directions, and business listings and sold it to newspapers. It wasn't easy at first, but they kept at it. Soon enough, big newspapers like the New York Times and the Chicago Tribune wanted to work with them. Musk and his brother convinced the board of directors to stick with their plans instead of merging with another company. According to a site builder report, even though Musk didn't get to be the CEO, when Compaq bought Zip2 in 1999 for a whopping $307 million, Musk got $22 million, to be exact, for his 7% share. It shows that hard work and persistence can pay off even when things are unplanned.
So we thought of a couple of different things we could do. One of the things was to combine all of somebody's financial services needs into one website, so you could have banking, brokerage, insurance, and all sorts of things in one place.
In March 1999, Musk started X.com, an online bank and payment service, with $12 million from his Compaq deal. It was one of the first online banks with federal insurance, and over 200,000 people signed up immediately. Some of Musk's pals weren't sold on the name, though. They worried it might sound naughty. Musk didn't consider it, saying he wanted a name that was clear, catchy, and easy to type. Plus, he liked how the email looked with E at X.com. But even though Musk started the whole thing, investors didn't think he had enough experience, so they brought in a new CEO, Bill Harris, before the year was up. In 2000, X.com teamed up with Confinity, an online bank with a service called PayPal that folks loved way more than X.com's. Musk came back as CEO after the merger, but there were clashes over what kind of software to use, and one of Confinity's founders, Peter Thiel, bailed. Many technical problems sprouted up, and with no clear plan, the board fired Musk and put Thiel in charge. They rebranded as PayPal in 2001. According to CNET.com, eBay bought PayPal in 2002 for a huge $1.5 billion, making Musk $175.8 million to be exact. Then, in 2017, Musk bought back the X.com domain from PayPal just for old time's sake. And in 2022, he talked about making X the everything app. Looks like Musk's big ideas never stop.
SpaceX is about 30 people. And what we do internally at SpaceX is we do all of the design, analysis, integration of hardware, testing, and then launch operations.
In early 2001, Musk joined the Mars Society, a group enthusiastic about exploring Mars. He talked about funding a project to grow plants there. Then, in October of that year, he took a trip to Moscow with Jim Cantrell and Adio Resi. They wanted to buy old intercontinental ballistic missiles to send plant chambers into space. Musk met with some Russian companies, but they didn't take him too seriously, thinking he was a bit green. They came back to the States with nothing. But Musk didn't give up. In February 2002, he went back to Russia with Mike Griffin. They tried again to buy some missiles, but the price was too steep. So Musk had a new idea. Why not build his rockets? With $100 million from his pocket, he started SpaceX in May 2002, calling himself the CEO and top engineer. SpaceX's first try at launching the Falcon 1 rocket in 2006 didn't go as planned. It didn't make it to orbit, but they got a contract from NASA to try again, and after some close calls, they finally succeeded in 2008. That same year, NBC News reported that National Aeronautics and Space Administration gave SpaceX a whopping $1.6 billion contract to send stuff to the International Space Station using their Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon spacecraft. 2012 Dragon became the first private spacecraft to dock with the ISS. Musk's dream of exploring space was taking off. In 2015, SpaceX made a big breakthrough. They landed the first part of a Falcon 9 rocket on solid ground. After that, they got even fancier, landing rockets on special ships floating in the ocean. Then in 2018, they launched something even better, which is the Falcon Heavy. And guess what? They sent Musk's own Tesla car into space just for fun. But SpaceX wasn't done yet. Since 2019, they've been working on something even more impressive called Starship. It's a big spaceship that they can use over and over again. They hope it'll take over from Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. And in 2020, they did something truly historic. They sent people into space. It was called Demo 2, the first time a private company had done such a thing. They even docked their spacecraft with the International Space Station. SpaceX was showing what private companies could do in space exploration. Should a private company have this much power in space? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section.
High-end sports car, faster than a Ferrari, faster than a Lamborghini. Nothing compared to this.
Every which way I did the numbers, the electric cars were a lot better than everything else.
Tesla is pushing the bounds of what is possible with self-driving.
In July 2003, Tesla Incorporated, originally known as Tesla Motors, was born thanks to Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. They were major investors in the company until they got some big investors on board. Before Elon Musk came along, both Eberhard and Tarpenning were hands-on in getting Tesla off the ground. In February 2004, CNBC reported that Musk invested a hefty investment of $6.5 million, becoming the CEO and head of Tesla's board of directors. While he had a big say in designing the Roadster, he wasn't diving into the nitty-gritty of running the business daily. Things got rocky in 2007, and with the financial crisis hitting hard, Eberhard got fired. Musk stepped up, taking over as CEO and main brain behind the products in 2008. They sorted out some legal stuff in 2009, making Musk an official co-founder alongside Tarpenning and a few others. In 2008, Tesla hit the roads, delivering its flashy electric sports car, the Roadster. It was a game changer, being the first mass-produced electric car to run on lithium-ion batteries. They sold around 2,500 of these sleek rides. By 2019, Musk had become the longest-serving CEO in the car industry. And just to keep things interesting, in 2021, he decided to switch up his title to Techno King while still holding onto his CEO role. Talk about shaking things up. In 2012, they rolled out the Model S sedan, followed by the Model X crossover in 2015. They weren't stopping there, though. In 2017, they launched the Model 3, a more affordable sedan that quickly became a hit, becoming the best-selling electric car ever. By June 2021, they'd sold a whopping 1 million Model 3 worldwide. But Tesla wasn't just about cars. In 2020, they introduced the Model Y crossover and wowed everyone with the Cybertruck, an electric pickup truck that turned heads. Under Musk's leadership, Tesla didn't just build cars. They built factories too. These gigafactories churned out batteries and electric vehicles like nobody's business. When Tesla went public in 2010, their stock soared. By the summer of 2020, they were the most valuable car company and even entered the S&P 500. In October 2021, they hit a mind-blowing milestone, reaching a market value of $1 trillion. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. In November 2021, Musk stirred things up on Twitter, proposing to sell some of his Tesla stock. After a huge response from his followers, he sold a chunk of it, hitting his target of 10%. However, this move caught the eye of the Securities and Exchange Commission, who started poking around for possible insider trading. Despite the bumps along the way, Musk kept pushing boundaries. In 2022, he unveiled Tesla's latest creation, a robot named Optimus. And in 2023, he hinted at expanding Tesla's reach to India, showing that he's always thinking ahead.
Musk accused of overpaying to acquire the company. This was all back in 2016 and failing to disclose, if I get the words out, how deep the business was in terms of financial trouble.
In 2006, Musk's cousins Lyndon and Peter Rye had a vision for SolarCity. This company would bring solar power to the masses. Musk provided the initial idea and the money to get it started. By 2013, SolarCity had become a major player in the solar power industry, ranking as the second largest provider in the United States. Musk saw even bigger things on the horizon. It pushed for the construction of a cutting-edge production facility in Buffalo, New York. This factory, completed in 2017, was a game-changer, tripling the size of any other solar plant in the country. For a while, it operated as a partnership with Panasonic. In 2016, Tesla boldly moved, acquiring SolarCity for over $2 billion. They merged it with their battery unit, creating Tesla Energy. But the announcement of this deal wasn't all smooth sailing. It caused Tesla's stock price to drop by more than 10%. SolarCity was facing financial troubles at the time, which led some shareholders to claim fraud. They filed a lawsuit, claiming that Musk had orchestrated the acquisition to benefit himself, not Tesla or its shareholders. After some back and forth, the Tesla directors settled the lawsuit in January 2020, leaving Musk as the lone defendant. 2 years later, the court ruled in Musk's favor, clearing his name of wrongdoing. It was a rocky road, but Musk's vision for solar power continued to shine bright.
So we've launched and now have active over 1,500 satellites. Let's see, there are a few interesting stats. The combined power of all the satellites is over 5 megawatts.
In 2015, SpaceX got busy working on Starlink, a bunch of satellites in low Earth orbit meant to give people internet access from space. They sent up the first 2 test satellites in 2018, then a bigger group of 60 in 2019 to kick things off. This project didn't come cheap. It's said to have cost SpaceX around $10 billion over 10 years. But not everyone was thrilled about it. Some people, like the International Astronomical Union, worried that Starlink was getting in the way of stargazing and might cause accidents up in space. But when trouble struck in Ukraine during the Russian invasion, Musk stepped up. He sent over Starlink terminals to help folks stay connected. By October 2022, he'd given Ukraine around 20,000 terminals and free internet access. That cost SpaceX a hefty $80 million. But Musk didn't stop there. According to Business Insider Africa, he asked the U.S. Department of Defense to foot the bill for more terminals and subscriptions for Ukraine. He pledged to keep providing Starlink for free. That's a big commitment of about $400 million a year. Even though some folks wanted him to block Russian state media on Starlink, Musk stood firm, saying he believed in free speech above all else. It looks like he's not just about making money. He's also using his tech to make a difference.
The overarching goal of Neuralink is to create ultimately a whole brain interface. So a generalized input-output device that, in the long term, literally could interface with every aspect of your brain, and in the short term can interface with any given section of your brain and solve a tremendous number of things that cause debilitating issues for people.
In 2016, Musk ventured into the world of neurotechnology by co-founding Neuralink, pouring $100 million of investment into the startup. Their ambitious goal: to merge the human brain with artificial intelligence through brain-embedded devices. Such technology could revolutionize how we interact with machines, potentially boosting memory and enabling direct communication with software. Additionally, Neuralink aims to develop treatments for neurological disorders like Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and spinal cord injuries. In 2019, Musk unveiled plans for a device similar to a sewing machine, designed to implant threads into the human brain. While he was credited as the sole author of a Neuralink research paper in October 2019, this decision didn't sit well with the company's research team. Musk made bold claims about their early devices during a live demonstration in 2020, likening them to a Fitbit in your skull with the potential to cure paralysis, deafness, blindness, and more. However, these assertions were met with skepticism from many neuroscientists and publications who labeled them as highly speculative. They criticized them as neuroscience theater. At the demonstration, Musk showcased a pig with a Neuralink implant tracking neural activity linked to smell. In 2022, Neuralink announced plans to begin clinical trials by year-end. However, controversy arose over the company's animal testing, particularly at the University of California, Davis Primate Research Center. A video released in 2021 depicted a macaque playing Pong using a Neuralink implant. Still, concerns were raised about animal welfare and cruelty. Employees complained about rushed experiments and unnecessary animal deaths due to pressure from Musk to accelerate development. In 2022, a federal investigation was launched into potential animal welfare violations by Neuralink. Despite these challenges, in September 2023, the company received approval to commence human trials, marking a significant step forward. The trials will span 6 years, signaling a new chapter in the quest to merge human cognition with technology.
The Boring Company actually started as kind of a joke. For a lot of times people would ask me what do I think the opportunities are out there. And for, 5 years or more, I kept saying, can someone please start a tunneling company? Because I think tunnels have a lot of opportunity for alleviating traffic in cities and just improving quality of life overall.
In 2017, Musk launched the Boring Company with a bold mission: to build tunnels that could revolutionize transportation by bypassing city traffic. He unveiled plans for specialized underground vehicles reaching up to 150 miles per hour, offering a swift alternative to congested surface roads. The company wasted no time, initiating talks with regulatory authorities and kicking off construction on a test trench at SpaceX's offices in early 2017. This initial project, measuring 30 feet wide, 50 feet long, and 15 feet deep, didn't require permits and was a proof of concept. In 2018, the Boring Company unveiled its first operational tunnel in Los Angeles, spanning less than 2 miles. Journalists got a first-hand look, riding in Tesla Model X through the tunnel. However, reports indicated that the journey was bumpy at lower speeds. While tunnel projects in Chicago and West Los Angeles were scrapped in 2018, a successful tunnel was completed beneath the Las Vegas Convention Center in early 2021. Local officials approved further expansions, paving the way for future developments. In 2021, plans were greenlit for tunnel construction in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, signaling the Boring Company's continued expansion efforts.
Elon Musk has now completed his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter after months of legal battles, and he's changed his own Twitter title to Chief Twit.
Since 2017, Musk has had his eye on Twitter, questioning its stance on free speech. Even his ex-wife, Tallulah Riley, urged him to make a move, believing it could combat what she saw as excessive political correctness. In January 2022, Musk began buying up shares, steadily amassing a 9.2% stake in the company by April, enough to become its largest shareholder. Twitter's stock soared, marking the biggest one-day price jump since its 2013 initial public offering. On April 4, CNBC reported Musk struck a deal to join Twitter's board, but agreed to cap his ownership at 14.9%. However, just over a week later, he did the unexpected by making a $43 billion bid to take full control of Twitter at $54.20 per share. This move caught Twitter's board off guard, prompting them to enact a poison pill plan to deter any single investor from owning more than 15% of the company without their say. Despite the pushback, Musk persisted, sealing the deal by month's end. He spent over $44 billion, leveraging loans against his Tesla stock and securing $21 billion in equity financing. With this bold move, Musk solidified his position as a major player in the technology world. It stirred up plenty of buzz around Twitter's future. On October 27, 2022, the acquisition was officially completed. Following the acquisition of Twitter, Musk wasted no time shaking things up at Twitter. He swiftly eliminated several top executives, including CEO Parag Agrawal, stepping into the role himself. Significant changes were implemented under Musk's leadership. He introduced a $7.99 monthly subscription fee for users to obtain a coveted blue check verification badge to generate revenue and enhance user experience. Additionally, Musk initiated a round of layoffs, restructuring the company's workforce. One of the most notable shifts was in content moderation policies. Musk opted for a more lenient approach, reinstating accounts like the Bee that had previously been suspended. This decision sparked debates about freedom of speech and the responsibility of social media platforms. In December, Musk made headlines again by releasing internal documents about Twitter's moderation of controversial content related to Hunter Biden's laptop in the lead-up to the 2020 presidential election. This move further fueled discussions about transparency and accountability in social media platforms. Musk's tenure as CEO of Twitter came with significant change and controversy as the platform continued in a new direction under his leadership. In late 2022, Musk pledged to step down as CEO following a Twitter poll indicating a user preference for his departure. 5 months later, he made good on his promise, transitioning to executive chairman and chief technology officer. In contrast roles, former NBC Universal executive Linda Yaccarino assumed the position of CEO. Elon transformed Twitter into X, a new platform that the zeal for freedom of expression and innovation would drive. The vision for X goes beyond just social networking. With the insurgence of cryptocurrency and the blockchain, X aims to integrate blockchain technology to ensure decentralization and data privacy for all users. What lies ahead? As to what the future holds, Elon Musk has been taking bold steps toward artificial intelligence and integrating it into all sectors. For this reason, he co-founded OpenAI to advance digital intelligence safely and beneficially. He also sets down ground rules regarding AI policy and ethics. The Boring Company is predicted to continue developing tunneling technology and potentially implementing projects in various cities worldwide. At the same time, Tesla's future involves further expansion into renewable energy solutions and energy storage. Tesla is looking into developing more affordable electric vehicles, battery technology advancements, and solar energy integration. The vision of SpaceX remains the same, being able to revolutionize space travel, making it safer and more accessible. There have also been rumors of a human-crewed mission to Mars within the next decade, but nothing is particularly certain. With these developments in mind, Elon would remain a prominent figure as he strives to create the future that has once only existed in our imaginations and sci-fi movies. In all this, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The power of one person's dreams to shape the future knows no bounds. So, always remember this as you navigate this vast universe. Remember the lessons of Elon Musk. Dare to dream big, embrace failure as a stepping stone, and never underestimate the power of relentless determination. The world is waiting for your extraordinary journey to begin. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Also, like and share this video if you enjoyed the content. Lastly, before you go, hit the subscribe button. See you on the next one.